Okay, something felt off. So I was gonna actually call it a night. And I said, you know, maybe I'm just hungry, but I don't know that I'm hungry. So I made some cheap mixed veg. I don't know why I said cheap. Canned mixed veg. And, there's some salt on there. And more importantly, sriracha. So if you see me like moving my mouth, it's because I got a little of that sriracha heat on it. But sriracha's not that hot. It's just like the right amount of flavor. It's like better than pepper. No offense, pepper lovers. Don't come at me. Stray Kids, Hellevator. This has been requested numerous times. So let's do it. Can we get to it?
내 삶은 밑바닥 떨어지 어두운 터널 속을 걷고 있어 내게 잔인하고 두려운 하루를 홀로 버티고 있어 멀어져가는 것이 목표 낯선 길 위에 지지리도 폭도 없이 내가 많은 길을 가는 가이다 발치고도 하나 없이 위로 가는 길은 절대 다시 뒤로 가기 싫은 막막한 미루야 피눈물 대신 피땀 흘리며 나를 빌어 사람들은 내게 말해 그 정도의 고비는 지나가는 소나기라고 성공을 앞두라면 두려워도 실패라는 덧숟가락고 그래 나는 고통이란 미끼를 더 쏘는 채 방황하는 거야 지친 열정의 날개를 잠시 접어둔 채 떨어지 어두운 터널
All right, okay, I'm already happy here. The other two songs I did tonight, Jenny Solo and BTS, I'm fine. No hate on either. Liked them fine, but they didn't grab me. This is already grabbing me more. So out of the three, this is my favorite of the three so far. XOCBX is next, so that's tough. The bass has this vocal. A lot of times you'll see it as a vocoder. Sometimes, what would they say? Formant. Vocal formants, where you give a vocal quality to the bass. And you have to make the face when you do it. So that's cool. But this is the thing the BTS started with in the last video, I'm fine, which is that the subdivisions of the vocals are fast, but the actual foundation of the music is slow. So I feel like I get to chill with the backbeat while he goes up.
잡아줄 사람은 아무도 없어 내 앞에 내 눈물을 타고 위로 빠져나가고 있어 I'm on an elevator I'm on an elevator
See, all right, so this is a key example. I think we're probably at about 130 beats a minute right now. Probably somewhere, around there. But the actual, so that's our top speed of the underlying track is around the 130-ish mark. But the actual echo of the vocal here, I can't do it, is actually slower than our track because it's a longer note value. So we're hanging at 128 and a little bit lower. So you can either groove to the echo of the vocal track, or you can groove to the 130, but you don't have to like bounce out of your seat. And I would say almost 130 is about as fast as we can go before I have to be jumping. And if you want to know where I live, probably 118, 120 is where I live. Like a lot of Michael Jackson hits are 118, 120 beats per minute. I like that gradual detuning of the backing track. 날 위한 속이는 걱정 하나 없이 차가워할 때 분홍털의 꿈을 좀 접어 포기란 말들이 내 길을 들어가며 절망감만 커져가 희망이란 하늘을 주변 사람의 손으로 가린다 나 사는 기도하며 버티고 있어 날 째려보는 차가운 시선들이 시성하지 않은 말을 잘 들어봤자 누군가의 광대 너밖에 안 남은 넌 가수라는 지금은 집어쳐 그 말을 들으며 약히 저만 가는데 자신을 펼쳐져 떨어지 어둠 터널에서 올라가고 있어 내게 잔인하고 두려운 나를 홀로 버티고 있어 소리라도 날 잡아줄 사람은 아무도 없어 내 앞에 내
갇혀있던 나를 끌어내.
Hear how long his vocal subdivision is, or how slowly he's saying the syllables versus the two verses we heard before, which the guy one before this started off slow and then amped it up. So I'm curious to see if he stays in the same vibe or goes in like double time.
이것을 run away. I'm on the Hellevator. 난 올라갈게. 어두웠던 내 과거 탈출해 내 깜깜했던 앞길을
There you go.
비춰버릴 듯 지겨운 시간이 젖어버릴 때 이 길을 뛰어. 왜냐면 나도 새로운 시작에 종소리가 울리며 나는 올라탔지 내 손을 작은 펜트하우스로 데려다줄 my Hellevator.
Ooh. That's cool. They put some percussion on the ands that they didn't have before. Other than that, it's exactly the same, but it does feel a little more intense. Yeah. Oh, what I meant by putting the beat on the ands, like let's say you had beat 1, 2, 3, so you had 1, 2, 3, and you put some ands in there. You go 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. So just throwing some beats on the ands, it's not really that fast, but it does drive the music forward. As far as the message, I guess it's time to get philosophical up in here. I was listening to Seth Godin earlier. If you like Seth Godin, that's cool. If you don't, maybe check him out. He's like human behavior marketing guy. I like what he says, but you know, I'm a weirdo. But he's talking about, not Seth, but in this video, you know, people not holding your hands or saying what you can and can't do. And I'm gonna take that as almost like being at risk, like pushing yourself out into an area where you don't really have any idea if you're gonna be successful with it. And I like what Seth would say, which is that's when you're actually doing good work, not work that makes you physically tired, but work that puts you mentally at risk. Because if you know what you're going to do is going to be successful, then you're probably not into your new progressive zone. So in order for you to go somewhere new, it almost requires the people around you go, why are you doing this? You can't do this. This is not what you do. You do this other thing. So go back and do more of this thing you already did. But it doesn't matter if you're a professional singer or a multi-million-dollar rapper or whatever. If someone says, this is the thing you do, go do more of this, go make more of these albums, it basically turns you into a very expensive factory worker, where now your job is to churn out these types of songs for these types of people. And you don't get to keep branching out. But as soon as you attempt to branch out, there's a lot of risk and emotional vulnerability because it could be bad. And then all the people who trusted you to make something good go, this wasn't good. So, yeah. Yeah. And I think in a small way, that happens here. I don't intentionally make anything bad for y'all, but I definitely know there are things I make that are not good. And I can see it in your comments. I can see it in how you react to things that, oh, these things were not that good. And of course, the more I make, the more of them there are. But hopefully it makes it where we move to somewhere new and the overall better experience happens. We all have a better time. And for me, like EXO is the best example of that, and Taemin, where like there's no way I would have, if I had not gotten into EXO and poppy stuff, poppy K-pop, poppy stuff, I definitely would not have found out about Shiny, which then helped me find out about Taemin. And Shiny's okay for me. It's okay. I love the individual artists more, Jonghyun, Minho, Onu. But they gave me the opportunity to hear Taemin, and then Taemin just on 2 or 3 of his tracks just blew my mind. So you have to kind of go through that unstable, what's a better word than unstable? Unknowing, foreboding. A path that you're not really sure what happens, but if you make it through, you have a better path to a better place. And that concludes this episode of Random White Guy Tries to be Philosophical While Watching K-Pop. So let's move on to XOCBX Gentlemen, because that's where I'm going.